Hi everyone, I am Ronel Ragudo, a BSN2 Social Studies student, and I am your reporter for today. Just a simple reminder, please find a seat and relax as I present to you my topic, the milestone in the development of educational system in the Philippines during pre-Spanish period, Spanish period, and American period. Let's start. The education during this time was fit for the needs of their times. There was no formal schooling, education was oral, practical, and hands-on. Parents trained their children informally. Mothers educated their female children in housekeeping, weaving, basket making, and other agricultural related activities. While fathers trained their male children hunting, carpentry, agriculture, shipbuilding, and mining. Skills taught would vary on the industries and locations. They called their teachers as tribal tutors, so they are considered as the teachers during this time. So education was during this period was decentralized. Children were provided more vocational training, but less for academics, hands-on, which were headed by their parents by their tribal tutors. They all used a technique system known as baybayin. So the term baybayin was a Tagalog term which means to spell. It is also known as alibata, wherein it is an ancient writing system that was used in what is now in the Philippines. Thus, it was all extinguished by Western colonizers, but variants of it are still used in parts of the Philippines, such as Mindoro and Palawan, and it's increasingly used by Filipino youths as a way of expressing their identities. So meaning, before the Spanish arrived here in the Philippines, we already have our own educational system, but it's just informal. It's just lesser academics. Unlike today, academics is not more on hands-on or education during the Spanish period. When the Spanish first arrived in the Philippines, education of the indigenous people was mainly viewed as the study of religious organizations. Parish priors put forth a great effort to teach the indigenous people to read, believing that literacy was the key to better lifestyle. Friars established parochial schooling with churches to teach catechism to the natives. So education was mainly managed by priests. So they are the one who teaches the students or the Filipino students. The oldest universities, college, vocational schools, and the first modern public education system in Asia were created during this colonial period. The main focus of education during the Spanish colonization in the Philippines was mainly religious education because in the first place, Spanish colonized us to spread Christianity. The Catholic doctrine schools that were set up initially became parochial schools which taught reading and writing along with catechism. The Spanish missionaries established schools immediately after reaching the island. So the first is the Augustinians opened a school in Cebu in 1565 there. Then Jesuits followed in 1881. That one. Then the Dominicans in 1587, which they started a school in their first mission at Bataan. The Franciscans in 1577 immediately took to the task of teaching improving literacy aside from the reading of new industrial and agricultural techniques. During this time also, boys mainly have given opportunities to go to school and study, while females or the girls were just left in the house to do the household chores and not allowed to go to school. However, in 1863, an educational decree mandated the establishment of free primary schools in each town, one for boys and one for girls. There were three grades, the Entrada, Ascenso, and Termino. The curriculum required the study of Christian doctrine, values, and history, as well as reading and writing in Spanish, mathematics, agriculture, etiquette, singing, world geography, and Spanish history. Girls were also taught sewing. The decree also provided for a normal school run by Jesuits to educate male teachers in Manila. Normal schools for women teachers were not established. Philippine educational system during the American period. So I'll just give you first a short history of the arrival of the Americans here in the Philippines. American expeditionary forces were sent to the Philippines with a mission to destroy the Spanish Armada in Manila Bay as part of the strategy to defeat the Spaniards in Spanish-American War ranging at the time in Cuba. The Americans won, and on the Treaty of Paris on December 10, 1898, the Philippines was ceded to the United States by the Spanish for a paltry sum of $20 million. 1898, American occupied Manila, and then the schools was reopened where American soldiers were the first teachers at that time. Then the medium of instruction was English. During this time, education of the American system was education should be universal and free for all, regardless of sex, age, religion, and socioeconomic status of an individual. Education was the means of giving people an orientation towards a democratic way of life. Focus of the educational system during this time is to train Filipinos in the democratic way of life, citizenship, moral character, and fundamentals of vocational education. During the reopen of the schools, they established the public primary schools in 1901 under the Act number 74, and intermediate school in 1904, which provides free public education. And then they also required all provinces to maintain a provincial high school through the Act number 372. Then during 1901, Philippine Normal School was founded to train teachers. Then 1801, the University of the Philippines, or UP Manila, was established. Here. Tamascites. Tamascites are the group of professionals sent by the United States government who were assigned to teach English language. They are teachers also. So, next, the American influences in the educational system and in the curriculum. First is the use of the English language is the main language to be used in any sort of education. Next, the formal education. The students were given free school materials. There were three levels of education during the American period. The elementary period, or the level, consisted of 4 primary years and 3 intermediate years. The secondary, or the high school level, consisted of 4 years. And the third was college or tertiary level, and also the vocational education. With the regards of the 4 pillars of education, the learning to know, learning to do, learning to live together, and learning to be. So learning to know. Education is free for all. Education is a means of giving people an orientation towards the democracy. Teaching English language, emphasize the 3 R's, the reading, writing, and arithmetic. Then learning to do. The curriculum gives importance to technical and vocational skills. Learning to live together. Education during this time emphasizes on democracy and importance of people participation in the decision making. Because unlike the Spanish period, opinions are not allowed. Yes. Learning to be. education in this period includes induction of good manner and right conduct. And that is all for my report for today. Hope you've understood and learned something about my topic and also enjoyed. This is Ronel Ragudo once again. Thank you.